Dumb as a shit fuck, you know, cringe tour, etc., etc.
We've ended the war on American energy. We were in war. And we've ended the war on beautiful, clean coal, one of our great natural resources. Everybody comes in, your grandmother, your... And where it should have stopped was at the deal standpoint when they thought about it.
But it's a class action lawsuit against all machines.
I am not up to the job.
Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Can you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know.
I mean, the fossil fuel industry, they weigh in so significantly. I mean, how could it be?
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. They're so innocent. This is soup from my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup for my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people.
Pokemon Go. But I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
Did you use the word smart? So you said you went to Delaware State, but you forgot the name of your college. You didn't go to Delaware State. You graduated either the lowest or almost the lowest in your class. Don't ever use the word smart with me. Don't ever use that word.
It's not that they don't want to help. They don't know quite what to do. Play the radio. Make sure the make sure you have the record player on at night. The phone. Make sure the kids hear words.
Seriously, hot sauce. I've been eating a lot of hot sauce, a lot of raw peppers and hot sauce.
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree.
I went in yesterday and there was a television screen, and I said, this is genius.
Hello, users, and welcome to another spectacular episodic installation of the Goddamn, also known as the Above It All broadcast. Emphasis on broad. Hello, folks. I'm here, and I'm alive, and I'm ready to do a show. I'm doing a show today. Bear with me. I have an accumulated weed hangover, aka I'm still high as fuck from yesterday. But today's show should be a normal, regular length. So just throwing that out there. But hello, everybody. Got a program lined up for today. Gonna be doing a show. Gonna be talking about things, news on the show. Cause this is a news show, and on the news show I do the news. Cause it's the news. All right, so we got a show here. I got La Croix. It's the black raspberry. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Got Max the dog. Where the fuck is this Max? Maxie! Oh, here he is. This is the Max the dog show. Maxie, come here. Maxie, uppy. Uppy, Max. You want to come up? Come on. Come on. Come on. Ah! He is, well, he's not coming up. I don't know what to tell y'all. But anyway, that's Max the dog. A guest star on the Max the Dog show. And he's not coming up, so I don't know what to say. But anyway, we got a show. I'm drinking some coffee today. I'm trying to, woo! You ever like drink coffee and then go boo? You know? Does anyone ever do that? They go, boo, you know, because that's what I'm doing right now. Check this out. Boo! And all right. So anyway, I guess let's start a show. I guess, you know, give the show a shot. Let's shoot the show. Let's shoot the show and then show the shot. Boo! All right. So in Michigan, there is a battle, a war going on, if you will, to get a constitutional amendment to be put as a part of a ballot measure for the 2022 midterms. This is from Politico. Michigan group asks state court to put abortion rights measure on the November ballot. So Michigan is a very interesting state when it comes to the reversal or overturning of Roe v. Wade. There is theoretically a trigger ban in Michigan that was passed in 1931, nearly 90-year-old law that would go into effect if Roe v. Wade were overturned, which happened. But the governor, Gretchen Whitmer, tried to do put court injunctions on or whatever. Anyway, so people in Michigan are like, all right, let's just have a ballot measure. You know, Kansas had a ballot measure to whether or not they want to constitutionally ban abortion or not. Essentially, leave it up to the legislature, which in turn would ban it. And so people are like, let's try that again in Michigan because, again, access to abortion is extremely popular, even among Republicans. How else are they going to keep their numerous dozens of mistresses in line, right? So, anyway, let's read a little bit from this. A coalition of abortion rights groups in Michigan filled out an emergency complaint with the state's Supreme Court on Thursday, asking it to overturn the Board of State Canvassers' decision earlier this week and order their abortion rights amendment to be placed on the November ballot. The Reproductive Freedom for All group, which includes Planned Parenthood and the ACLU, argues that failing to put the measure on the ballot violates the rights of more than 750,000 people who signed petitions over the last several months. The group asked the court to act by September 7 to give the state adequate time to print and mail the ballots. Quote, can the Board of State Canvassers disenfranchise over 753,759 Michiganders by avoiding their clear legal duty to certify the petition proposed by the Reproductive Freedom for All group, or there is no that, when the petition has collected well beyond the requisite signatures and meets all the statutory forms for petition requirements? The court's precedent says no, the filing states. So basically what happened is they got a petition signed up to get a ballot measure. Courts are like, right? They're just trying to run out the clock until this magical time happens where they can no longer edit the ballots before, because they're going to be printing them out or whatever anyway. So they're just trying to run out the clock. And now, obviously, I think it's pretty clear that, there's multiple ways to look into this, but I think it's pretty clear that if there was a direct ballot measure for whether or not abortion should be banned or legal or protected, is probably going to pass. I mean, Michigan is a little bit more of a purple state than Kansas, and Kansas even passed that fucking shit, right? So I think it's pretty clear that would happen. But of course, if it doesn't get on there, let's say it gets delayed until 2024 or whatever, that's still multiple years where, Republicans can do anything that they want to try to terrorize people throughout that time period. So it's really important that this kind of stuff happens, and it happens as soon as possible. The amendment, now in limbo, would insert permanent protections into the state's constitution, not only for abortion, but also for other reproductive health services, including miscarriage management, birth control, prenatal care, and in vitro fertilization. It will also stop the state's 1931 abortion ban from going back into effect should state courts uphold it in 2 pending cases involving lawsuits by Planned Parenthood and Democratic Governor Gretchen Whitmer. The ban, which has no exemptions for rape or incest, remains blocked by a lower county court. Now, again, Republicans in the state, specifically Republican district attorneys and prosecutors and so forth, are trying to just, get as many of their bogus lawsuits as they can to say, oh, look, we're gonna enforce this law, right? So it's, there's a battle going on, and the best possible thing here would just be throw it up to the ballot measure. throw it up to the people that are going to be voting in the midterms, right? Isn't democracy a good thing? If abortion bans are so popular, right? Pro-life, we gotta love life or whatever, then most people are gonna, vote pro-life, right? Right? Wrong, actually, because the pro-life position actually isn't pro-life. Those are just a bunch of stupid fucking morons, a really loud and a really angry, but also really small minority of people that just want to turn everyone else that they don't like into second-class citizens, right? So anyway, obviously it should be on the ballot in November, but will it be remains uncertain at this current moment in time. So there you go. Got goddamn cum chat at fucking 12 o'clock in the morning. Hopefully everyone's having a good time with the cum chat. Yeah. So yesterday I got really high. And I'm still kind of high, but not really high. But I was really high yesterday. And it was pretty fun. I'm not going to lie. And so, just thought I would share that information. It was indeed pretty fun. So, yeah. I wonder how many... I am very certain that a good portion of the users in the so-called users are just one or two people on alt accounts. How can we get some verification here that femboy gaming and cum, I love cum, I need cum, and under the cum jar, can we get any verification that these are three separate people? You got cum in your hair? I hate when that happens. Never had a weed hangover? I mean, it's not really a hangover. It's just I'm still high, It's barely a hangover. Oh no, she's found out. Verify these nuts. Oh no. All right. So there was, once again in this country, another police massacre, or murder, I should say, of an unarmed black person for seemingly no reason. This time, of course, it is in Ohio, and I've got an article here from the Columbus Dispatch. Demonstrators march toward OSU campus Saturday in protest of Donovan Lewis police shooting. More than 100 demonstrators gathered Saturday at Goodale Park in the Short North and marched toward Ohio State University campus, expressing their anger and grief at body camera footage that shows a Columbus police officer fatally shooting Donovan Lewis, 20, in the Hilltop neighborhood. You can watch the footage yourself if you'd like. I'm not going to show that here because, it's just whenever that happens, YouTube loves to destroy the video as a result of it. So, at Goodale Park, Juan Sharp, 39, of Hilltop, said to the crowd that the march along High Street and later through campus would attract attention to Lewis's death. Quote, "I know we were supposed to be sitting here at Goodale Park where nobody cares when we are out here. Nobody cares when we're yelling at buildings that are empty, but they're going to care when we walk down the street," Sharp said. As the group marched along High Street, they chanted and called for justice for Lewis. The group grew in numbers as some onlookers joined the march. At West 12th Avenue, the group marched toward OSU campus and then back onto Neal Avenue toward Goodale Park. During these protests, this is what I saw on Twitter. There was a situation where a car, this is, for some reason, this is extremely frequent, where people in vehicles will just try to, drive into people. So it appears that a car drove through crowds of people. To my understanding, no one was hurt. But this is a very common protest tactic from people. I don't know, like, it really is strange, right? Like, okay, so a black person gets shot and killed, and you're upset that people are upset by that? Like, I don't know, like, to me, it's just, like, okay, so someone gets shot and killed for no reason because cops thought he had a gun. Whoa. I thought having guns is okay in this country. Oh, wait, unless you're black, of course, right? So, being upset by the fact that this person was shot and killed by cops, totally normal, totally sane reaction. But imagine, like, you're one of those people that, like, you hear about a black person getting shot and you're upset, not at the fact that the black person was shot, but at the fact that other people are upset by that. Like, to me, what? Like, it makes, again, their brains are broken. It really is bizarre to me. Lewis died early Tuesday morning after Columbus police officer Ricky Anderson fired a single gunshot into the 20-year-old's bedroom almost immediately after opening the bedroom door. Anderson, a K-9 handler and 30-year veteran who is on paid leave. Again, paid leave. I want people to understand this. Cops love killing unarmed black men because they get a vacation paid for by you. By you. You are paying for this guy's vacation. He is going to go home, binge watch whatever the fuck he wants on HBO Max or Hulu, and just chill, probably smoke some weed or something. Who knows what these cops are getting up to. Probably drinking fucking 26 packs a day, right? Well, we pay for that vacation, right? Again, 30-year veteran. I love that language, by the way. 30-year veteran. So this person was a cop for 30 years and shoots someone who's basically asleep because he might have a gun? In a country where having a gun is a constitutional right? What? And several other officers were trying to arrest Lewis on multiple warrants. Court records show Lewis was wanted on a felony charge of improper handling of a firearm. Oh, really? Improper handling of a firearm? Huh. Isn't that interesting? So, cops trying to arrest someone who has a warrant out for their arrest because of improper handling of a firearm. Cops during that instance are also improperly handling the firearm. Is this cop here, Ricky Anderson, going to get charged with improper handling of a firearm? Chances are no, because according to mappingpoliceviolence.org, 98.3% of the time cops kill people, they don't even face charges. Now, again, if we lived in even a pretend country where there was pretend law and order and pretend justice, these cops would get charged, and then, like, through, like, some weird loophole, they'll get found all innocent or exonerated, right? That would be in a system that at least tries to pretend to care about looking fair. But we don't live in that system. 98% of the time, cops that murder someone don't even get charged. They just laugh in your face. What, you think we care at all? They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. A misdemeanor prohibition violation and misdemeanor charges of domestic violence and assault involving his pregnant girlfriend. All of which, of course, is not a death penalty. Lavinia Lewis of Columbus said she felt the need to participate in Saturday's demonstration after seeing the body camera footage and being really shook up by what she saw, including officers handcuffing Lewis after he had been shot. This is something the police love to do. They love to kill someone and then handcuff the corpse. What? What is the handcuffing the corpse thing? What does that accomplish? Like, is it just they have to go through the motions or something? Like, you shoot and kill someone, there is a dead body in front of you, and your first thought is, oh, let's put some handcuffs on the dead body? What? Quote, the way they treated him, he was a human being. Nobody should be treated like that, Lewis said. I just want everyone to come together. When someone gets arrested, I want them to be treated right. Of course, again, I don't care what you've done to anybody. Cops do not have a right to shoot anybody. And this is the thing that they love to do. They love to go around and parade like, oh, this person was a criminal anyway. Well, I don't know, man. It seems like Ricky Anderson just shot and killed someone for no reason. So if they're a criminal anyway, and law and order doesn't matter, what if someone were to shoot and kill Ricky Anderson? Would it be okay? No, obviously, because we're supposed to have, I don't know, a trial by peers in this country? Due process in this country, right? But when Ricky Anderson goes out there and murders someone, oh, he's just gonna sit up, put his fucking ankles up on the goddamn motherfucking coffee table, right, and swim his feet around and like some, maybe he's get a foot machine going on, who knows, watching some reruns of The Real Housewives of New Jersey, right, while he's getting a paid vacation, by the way. That's fine, while he's awaiting for whoever the district attorney is to say that there's going to be no charges filed against him, right? But would it be okay if someone just, I don't know, what if there was a warrant? What if there were charges? Would it be okay to just kill him randomly before he gets a trial? Of course not, right? But again, we live in a country where if you're black, you don't have a constitutional right to do anything or for anything or protect you from anything, right? You can be sleeping, get shot and killed. You can be driving, get shot and killed. You can be walking down the street, get shot and killed, and no one cares. And no one will ever do anything ever after the fact, right? So they love to parade, oh, this person's a criminal, they're a criminal. No, even if they're a criminal, again, last time I checked, if someone is a suspected criminal, you're not allowed to just go around and shoot them. If I was allowed to shoot people that were just suspected criminals, if it was legal, right, if someone is suspected to have committed a crime, right, and you're just allowed to shoot them, the world would be a little bit of a different place. But we live in a world where cops can do that to black people for no reason, and we all just go around and, oh, okay, great. And if you speak out against it, someone's going to try to drive a car into you. It's a little crazy shit. It's crazy shit. So, again, you can read the rest of this here, but there are protests going on in Columbus, Ohio. If you live there, you should feel compelled to participate in those protests. But again, I find the playbook, it happens every time. It's the same shit every time. You kill someone for no reason, you handcuff the dead body, you get paid vacation for God knows how long, right? People protest, no one does anything, right? This is the same every single time it happens. And again, police kill about 1,000 people every year in this country, sometimes more, sometimes a little less. And 98% of the time, there's no charges. No one does any investigations into whether or not it was quote unquote justified, even though that's kind of like something that's theoretically impossible because the Constitution gives people a right to due process and a right to a trial by their peers, right to be innocent before proven guilty, and so on and so forth. So there really is technically, constitutionally speaking, no such thing as a justified police killing. That said, again, 98% of the time they don't get charged. So even if there were proper investigations, you really think 98% of police are upstanding and good people? You really think that? Because if you do, I got a bridge to fucking sell you, you stupid motherfucker. But anyway, people should obviously show up to these protests if they're in the area and they're capable of doing so. But once again, nothing will ever possibly ever change. So, you know, I don't know what to do about that, but I'm just a YouTube person, so. In a thunderstorm, I'm drenched, and I just threw my clothes in the dryer. I love walking around in the rain. I think it's great. Farminostophilis, I have talked about it extensively, but I'm not going to make any content about it. You just had a long walk in the rain. Sounds good. I remember last year when I was doing the protest stuff, and, you know, a lot of the times when it would be raining, no one would go out. But, like, doing the protests in the rain was super fun. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I love walking in the rain, and like being able to just like walk in the street was also pretty cool. Like rain just feels good, like on the skin. It's like a shower, right? Except like you get to, like, you're not confined to one space. You know what I mean? Like showers feel good, right? But you're also like confined to one space, Rains are like a shower where you get to run around. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool. You've had a drought, so being in the rain is cathartic. Yeah, there's droughts all over the fucking place. Yeah, the other thing is when it's raining, no one goes outside. And like during the protests that I was involved in last year, it was like everyone was afraid of the protesting, so they would like, not be anywhere near the protesters, right? So it was like you got the ghost town vibe, There's no one on the road. But, the thing about that is everyone can hear you in their houses, so still effective. Oh, I've had to walk or work. I've never had to work in the cold rain, but I've walked in cold rain. Cold rain fucking sucks. I mean, hot rain, it's both ends of the spectrum. But like cold rain where it's not like cold enough to be ice, but it's still really cold, or like not cold enough to be snow or hail, That fucking sucks. Because if it's snow, you're all good. It's fine. If it's hail, you're going to get fucked. But, like, cold rain is way more common than hail, in my experience. But yeah, I like snow. Walking in snow is also... Walking in snow, that's an experience. There are people that are alive that have never seen snow, right? I recommend, I recommend just traveling somewhere where it snows and just, like, walk around. Like, it's just so fun to walk around in the snow. It's a great feeling. I love walking around through, like, nature trails when it's snowing. It's just really cool. Snow is overrated. Go fuck yourself. Sinkhole. I'm gonna, people talk about the war on Christmas, which I'm a supporter of. I am a soldier in the trenches when it comes to the war on Christmas. But what's more important is the war on snow haters. You motherfucking snow haters, you might as well just be pro-climate change. Like, oh, I hate the snow. I'm gonna go buy 6 plastic bottles instead of fucking 3 at the grocery store. You motherfuckers. The quiet on a snowy night is really peaceful. I know. Snow is wonderful in nature trails. Cities are gross and ruin snow. I think snow is good no matter what. But yeah, I hate that like fucking sludgy like, like the black, like whatever. I don't even know if it's, can you qualify that as snow at that point? Like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Farminastophili. I haven't lived in a Carolina in a very long time. But yeah, dirty snow. Poof, fuck. That shit's gross. But I love walking around in the snow like before anyone else has, right? So you're the only footprints are yours, That shit's cool. Reminder, I don't have a car and I don't have to drive. That's another thing. Like, people that don't like snow is, like, most of the reason is because I gotta drive in the snow. So they're, like, their body is, like, trained to hate such a beautiful thing. And that's another reason why cars fucking suck. That's another fucking reason why cars fucking suck. Because it makes people dislike snow. What the fuck? Who hates snow? Some fucking jackass who, like, got fucking their brain warped by car culture. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm never going to drive, just so that my enjoyment of snow is retained as long as possible. God, snow is so good. My brain is indeed car warped. Oh, that's sad. Sad. You love driving? Well, how about you drive right off a gut? No, just cars fucking suck. But that's the thing, though. People that love driving, I've got this great thing for you. It's called a video game, right? You can hook up the steering wheel and all the feet stuff. You got the VR helmets. Like, drive in your video games. You don't need to destroy the world. You know what I mean? I'm against the war on Christmas because it's gonna Afghanistan meat grinder times 20. What the fuck? Holy shit, that's brutal. That's brutal. Yeah, go play fucking Forza or Euro Truck Simulator. Y'all ever hear of people that play like truck simulators? Like, no joke, right? Like, there are people out there that like will play Euro Truck Simulator. Like, they'll wake up, right? They'll put their cap on and they'll strap in and they'll play a truck simulator for like 8 hours a day. Like, that's their version of fun. They follow all the traffic laws, the speeding laws, right? That's their version of fun. I mean, hey, you know, you can enjoy whatever you want, but you know, all right, you know, I'll take it. All right. Oh. Let me drink some more of this. Walking in deep snow is great. Like, when it goes up to your knees. Oh, that's great. When I was young, there was a goddamn big ass blizzard. When I was a kid, I was like maybe 5 or 6. And like, I remember the snow was like up to like my chest and neck area. And that was crazy. What state am I in? I don't know. I can't answer that question. All right, let's get into a goddamn news story. This one should be funny. So this is I saw this was pumped up on Twitter with like the artificial algorithm shit. But I found this to be hilarious. I didn't watch the video yet, but just the headline is hilarious. Trinity School staffer, this is from the New York Post, admits to sneaking political agenda into NYC classroom. Video shows. And so there's an agenda that's been snuck in. Let's watch.
On that side, it's definitely a school where conservatives would not feel comfortable.
You're telling me conservatives would not feel comfortable at a school where they teach facts and logic? Oh no.
I can't hide how I feel, but I can't pretend I'm promoting an agenda. Even though I clearly am.
The music. My favorite part about these Project Veritas videos is the music is so funny. I don't know, like, can you hear like I'm clearly, or like, what is it? Even though I clearly am, and then just like, right, like the fucking horror theme.
I'm agenda. Even though I clearly am. I can't all the stuff I'm doing. When I started there, I hid my whole life. I felt like a double agent or something. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's the white boys who feel like very entitled to express their opposite opinions and just push back.
Then zoom in into the nostrils. A New York City private school administrator was caught on tape confessing that she sneaks her liberal political agenda. First of all, it's a private school. It's a private school. You can't complain, motherfucker. It's a private school. The music, I can't. The clip filmed by Project Veritas also shows Trinity School Administrator Jennifer Norris complaining about white boys in her class. Many parents expressed outrage at the clip online, with New York State... I can't even read that in time. Jesus Christ, motherfucker. New York State gubernatorial candidate Lee Zeldin even weighing in. He weighed in. Instantly clean house of its... Okay, so let's read this. So this is a big expose. This is a big expose. Oh my god, these Project Veritas people. A New York City private school administrator has been secretly recorded confessing, I love confessing, that she sneaks her liberal political agenda into the classroom and complaining about really awful white Republicans. Jennifer Ginn Norris, who works at the Trinity School on the Upper East Side, again a private school so you can't complain, was filmed by conservative outlet Project Veritas saying that she tries to disrupt wherever she can and that she and other teachers have been sneaking their activism in through the cracks. Now, I would love an example of like liberal activism, right? Like, you know, free markets are really good, but they, you know, like, I don't know, like, what is a liberal political agenda? I don't know. Like, are they teaching us that, like, Elizabeth Warren and Barack Obama are the greatest politicians of all time? Like, I don't know. Quote, there's always groups of teachers who want to do these activist things, but the administration just wouldn't let us, Norris says in a clip. So we've begun just sneaking things in through the cracks. Like maybe when we discuss the Civil War, we'll pick a side and say those are the good guys. Like, what is this liberal agenda? There was like some like school somewhere in like Texas, I think, that said that like the Civil War has to be taught with both sides or whatever, you know. That's great. Norris, who was listed as the director of student activities at the $60,000 a year school, said she has the opportunity to bring in guest speakers twice a week and that she told her boss that she would be 100% Democratic with the kids. Capital D, folks. Democratic, capital D. I mean, even a lowercase d would be bad for these people. At this point, conservatives hate democracy. Asked by Project Veritas if she would ever let a Republican voice on campus, Norris said, I won't. Like, what would a Republican voice say at the private school? Like, what would they be saying? Like, they would just be spewing some stupid-ass fucking conspiracy theories about how, like, evolution is fake and how, like, black people are evil and that trans people are going to kill our kids or whatever. Why the fuck would Republicans be at a school? You know what I mean? Like, oh my God. Norris added, I'm in charge as far as they, the administration, are concerned. So, if they want to do that, bring Republican speakers, then someone else has to do it because not on my watch, I guess. Oh! Anyway, it is unclear where the video was filmed, but the date on the clip indicates it was taken June 12. The circumstances surrounding the secret recording also aren't clear. But in the past, Project Veritas has filmed unaware subjects under the guise of being on a date. I mean, that's kind of fucked up, though. Like, really. Like, you meet someone who's like, oh, yeah, let's go out and talk or whatever. And then it's like, oh, you're having a good time. And they get you a little drunk and you spill the secret political liberal agenda. And then it turns out this fucker's a conservative. They were just lying to you. That's the other thing with conservatives. They love lying. They're like a bunch of freaks that love lying. Veritas, which is headed by James O'Keefe, is a controversial news outlet known for carrying out undercover stings on his street. These people take themselves so seriously. So now we're in the New York Post comment section. There is no way this woman should be teaching any child. We've reached the point that we need to put cameras with audio in every classroom. Parents should be provided an individual password to view live and review saved days. This will protect the kids who feel intimidated by teachers. Motherfucker, man. Disgusting. I remember being 15 and having the candidates for local representative spot at our private HS. So this motherfucker went to private school as a kid. All right, scrolling down. Next. Evan Jones says, Trinity School is on West 91st Street, unless it's moved. I graduated. Oh, this person, another private school trust fund, baby. Next. Elwood Onita says, well, now we have the evidence. I love the evidence. Like, what is the evidence? Like, where is the evidence? Someone said, yeah, sometimes we sneak our agenda in and, like, laughed at the fact that it was so ridiculous. Where's the evidence? Like, what agenda? Can we actually define what the agenda even is other than it's a liberal agenda? What does that mean? The ideologue, Jennifer Norris, has been acting to subvert school policy, an offense that warrants dismissal. The Trinity headmaster has no alternative but to fire this stunningly unrepentant, woke progressive before school opens next week. Norris has diminished Trinity's already waning reputation among the elite NYC schools. Oh, these motherfucking trust fund babies, dude. Holy shit. Oh, so happy not to have given Trinity School so much as a dime since my daughter graduated. They had a head of state who wanted to hand out condoms in the library and have little kids learn about AIDS. Oh no. A school providing safe sex education? The horrors. I want my child to not know about condoms, right? So that way they can get AIDS and die and or impregnate someone at 14. And then also I want my government to like make sure that the other person can't get... Like, what are these people? Like, these motherfucking trust fund babies, man. Jesus Christ. Anyway... So that's funny. I always love reading the comment sections because these are the real dumb fucks. Like, y'all need to understand, Republican voters, I know it might be shocking to you, but Republican voters are dumber by a significant margin than Republican politicians. Like, you look at politicians or media people in the Republican world, dumb fuck shit for brains motherfuckers. The average Republican voter is about 12 times dumber than that. I need you to understand. So anyway, the trust fund babies are mad as hell. And you know what? Good for fucking Jennifer Norris. Good for her. Going to the private school and fuck up that whole trust fund baby elite system. That's a good fucking thing to do. So good for her. And, you know, I don't know what's going to happen. She's probably going to get fucking dropped. But, you know, whatever. Now, people have gotten fired over Veritas, you know, especially if there's like, and like really, the thing is Veritas like facilitates like a bunch of angry trust fund baby Republicans that will then like harass that school like via phone calls and like probably a bomb threat or something like they did in Wisconsin. Shit, fucking people are crazy. All right, y'all. So Donald Trump apparently had a political rally for the first time since the FBI raid. And this is the big thing making the headlines today. Well, there's a couple things I'm going to talk about, but I'm going to start with this one. Trump slams Third World raid on his home, says FBI agents rifled through Barron's and Melania's belongings. Oh no. Oh no. So I have a clip here of just that. So I'm going to play this and then we'll read this Fox News article. And this is the thing that Republicans are talking about. Oh no, they harassed Barron, but they didn't raid Hunter Biden's room. Isn't that crazy? Whoa! Did Hunter Biden live with someone who committed crimes that the FBI would be raiding over? I don't know, right? Oh, Jesus, the volume here is like just non-existent. Come on, Aaron Rupar, do your fucking job, bro.
They rifled through the First Lady's closet, drawers, and everything else. And even did a deep and ugly search of the room of my 16-year-old son.
By the way, can we talk about how, like, Donald Trump is, like, knocking on death's doorstep and he's got a 16-year-old kid? Like, that's crazy shit right there. Like, how old is his oldest kid? Like, 40-something? Like, man, can you stop having kids? My fuck.
Leaving everything they touched in far different condition than it was when they started. Can you believe it? The FBI and the Justice Department have become vicious monsters, controlled by radical left scoundrels, lawyers, and the media who tell them what to do, you people right there, and when to do it.
So anyway, Donald Trump, 2020 election loser, is mad as hell. So anyway, you can see this. But I want to really get to the comments section here. This is kind of why I have a Fox News article open. Because, again, Republicans, like Republican politicians are saying, oh, they're targeting kids. Like, the motherfucker, if your bedroom has, like, classified, like, nuclear codes in it or whatever the fuck, like, I don't know why you're putting your son in that position, really. Ultimately, it really is like Donald Trump who put that kid in the position. Also, Donald Trump who even had the kid to begin with. Like, what the fuck was going on there? Anyway, so let's see. We have Critical Thinker 616. Folks, Critical Thinker is about to log on. Tucked into a bill Trump signed into law in January 2018 was a provision increasing the punishment for knowing... Oh, wait. Okay, this is actually a Critical Thinker. That's great. Okay, here's another one from Brian224478. Dear President Trump, when you win the next presidential election, shut down all of these cabinet alphabet agencies. Wait, cabinet alphabet agencies? Are they talking about Alphabet, like the company that owns Google? Or it is dangerous to have federal police force, and it has also become very clear to most Americans how dangerous they have become. No restructuring, just close them down. Again, so the right-wingers are, this guy, seriously, Brian22478, this guy wants to abolish the FBI, abolish the police. I'm in. Like, let's, like, whoa, like, you know. So, well, actually, this is really funny that people are, I want to read some of these replies here. Dems leak all the time. Trump's tax return was leaked and nothing. SC brief leaked and nothing. Now, again, the Supreme Court leak was theoretically, I think the most likely outcome was that it was leaked by someone that worked in the Republican side of things, right? So I don't know how a Democrat would have had access to that. I really don't. But anyway, so just throwing that out there. But also, there's been some more stuff going on. So the Republicans are talking about Barron Trump. That's a big deal. But then also, Donald Trump is going after Joe Biden and calling Joe Biden an enemy of the state. After, of course, Joe Biden, or should I say Dark Brandon's speech from the other day. Now, again, I'm not going to lie. I was a little disappointed by that speech. I thought he could have been a lot more hard. I thought he could have gone a lot harder on the Republicans, but he's like kind of pretending that there's good Republicans. Again, there is no such thing as a good Republican. Every Republican is a monster. They're all fucking stupid. There is no such thing as a good Republican. If that triggers you, then go fuck yourself. But anyway, let's watch this.
As you know, this week, Joe Biden came to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania to give the most vicious, hateful, and divisive speech ever delivered by an American president.
Now, again, Donald Trump gave speeches where he called the radical left like they're a cancer. They're going to destroy the country. Donald Trump gave speeches where he had fucking people use tear gas to, like, you know, so he could walk out and hold a Bible upside down on accident, right? Donald Trump gave a speech where he was thanking a vigilante police force for murdering someone that instead of arresting them so that they could have a rightful process, due process and a rightful trial by their peers, they were shot and murdered. I'm talking about Michael Forrest Ryanel, and he praised a vigilante police force for breaking the law. So again, the idea that Donald Trump, after doing everything he did in 2020 at any other point during his presidency, is going to say Joe Biden gave the most divisive speech from any president ever. I mean, Jesus fuck, man. Jesus fucking Christ. It's embarrassing, but let's keep going.
Vilifying 75 million citizens plus another probably 75 to 150.
Wait, what? Okay, so 70 million people who voted for Donald Trump in the election that he lost in, by the way. And then just out of his ass, he pulls 75 to 150 million more? What? What? Where did that come from? 150 what?
If we want to be accurate about it.
Oh, right. Okay.
As threats.
So we want to be accurate, so we're going to add 150 million plus 75 million. So what's that? Fucking 225 million people that Joe Biden's attacking? What?
To democracy and as enemies of the state. You're all enemies of the state.
That's true. That is true. Everyone that goes to a Trump rally is absolutely an enemy of the state. That is, I can agree with that.
He's an enemy of the state. You want to know the truth? The enemy of the state is him and the group that control him, which is circling around him. Do this, do that, Joe. You're going to do this, Joe, right? I think Philadelphia.
Anyway, so Donald Trump, is kind of losing it. He's losing his shit right now. And my question is, why is this guy not in jail yet? Right? Why is he going around doing a bunch of Klan rallies? And why is he not in jail? Like, that's my question. But again, so there's 225 million Americans that Dark Brandon is harassing. I would like to meet these 225 million Americans. I'm sure there's no kind of counting fraud going on with that. But Jesus fucking Christ. So the Orange Man not doing so well mentally and physically. I mean, like, look at him. But anyway. But that's not the only thing that was going on during Donald Trump's rally. And this one I think that this one may be a little bit worse. This rhetoric here. So Donald Trump during his rally, his first rally after the FBI raid, this has been like a thing he's been doing. I don't quite know how long he's been doing this, but I know it's been, for a couple years. I think he started talking about this as his presidency was winding down. Now, once again, the Orange Man, a.k.a. Donald Trump, lost the 2020 election. He's a loser. He's a big fat loser, okay? And anyway, so he's dialing up rhetoric about drugs, the war on drugs. Hasn't it done enough damage in this country? By the way, Donald Trump, known drug addict, right? He snorts everything and pops everything in a fucking 30-mile radius from him. And he's going to talk about how drugs are destroying society and how we should execute drug dealers. Let's watch.
Under Democrat control, the streets of our great cities are drenched in the blood of innocent victims. Much of this crime is caused by drug dealers who, during the course of their lives, will kill an average of 500 American citizens. Every drug dealer is responsible, and that doesn't include what they've done to families of people that haven't died, but families that are just devastated by.
So, okay, so 500 people, is that like throughout their entire lifetime? And then also, what drugs? Like, what drugs are killing people? Like, if you want to say someone's out there, like, selling fentanyl, but claiming they're, like, they're putting fentanyl in weed or something, I've heard that, right? Then, yeah, okay, they're a fucker. But also, what led to that situation? Oh, right, the drugs being illegal in the first place. If they were regulated by the government, that wouldn't fucking happen. Or at least it wouldn't happen nearly as much, right? So the reason why drug dealers have such power and can actually, even if it's accidentally, kill so many people is because of the war on drugs. But then also, I want to ask a question. What drugs? Like, what if someone is, maybe they own a liquor store? They're a drug dealer, right? Are they responsible for killing 500 people throughout their lifetime? Maybe. You could make that argument. Are you going to say we should execute anyone that owns a liquor store? What if you own a coffee shop? Right? What about Howard Schultz? Is he a drug dealer? I don't know, man. Starbucks employs slave labor overseas to get their cheap coffee. I don't know, man. I don't know. Also, what kind of, I don't know. Anyway, so let's keep watching.
What happened to their children and to themselves. Think of it, 500 people, the average drug dealer. I'm calling for the death penalty for drug dealers, which will, upon its passage, reduce drug distribution in our country on day one by 75%. No more blue ribbon committees telling us what to do,
What?
I was setting them up in the White House. There's a blue ribbon committee headed by socialites. And they just want, look, they're very nice people, but they just want a little publicity for themselves.
So anyway, here's another clip.
These committees, they kill 500 people during a lifetime. And I think it's much worse than that. I think that's only what we hear about.
So, okay, 500 people in a lifetime. I'd love to know where that fucking stupid-ass statistic came up with. But, so he's going to throw that one out there. I don't know where he came up with it. He probably made it up. And then he's going to say, well, many people are saying it's 500, but I think it's way more. Like, that's when he's like, 75 million people voted for me. And then an additional 150 million people would have voted for me if they, like, what? Like,
It would stop. If you didn't get it down 75, 80, 90% from day one, I'd be surprised. And these committees that they set up, it's laughable. It's a horrible thing. We would solve that problem so fast, and I'm calling on Republicans and Democrats immediately to get to Washington and institute the death penalty for drug dealers. You will no longer have a problem.
Again, how are we going to classify what a drug dealer is? Someone in North Carolina is going to be executed for selling someone a fucking, a nugget of weed, yet a couple miles north in Virginia, they're not a drug dealer because weed is illegal? What? It's a fucked up system. It doesn't make any sense. Now, again, if you really wanted to stop the epidemic or a pandemic of overdose deaths in this country, you would legalize and regulate drugs so that they were not in the hands of the black market. People are dying of fentanyl overdoses because they're buying things that they don't know fentanyl is in. People are dying of overdoses because they're buying bad products or things that were made and there was a problem in the production. Why? Because it's very unregulated, because it's in a black market. So again, this is creating a problem and then trying to kill people over it instead of just solving the fucking problem. And it's also like Donald Trump is one of the biggest drug users on planet Earth. I think Donald Trump has done more drugs in his lifetime and more different varieties of drugs in his lifetime than anyone I know in any of my social circles combined times 7, right? So I'm just going to say that much. Donald Trump, again, trying to be anti-drug, to me, it's hilarious. To me, that just sounds fucking hilarious. Also, where are his kids going to get their plethora of cocaine if all the drug dealers are going to be executed, right? Is he going to pardon all the drug dealers that supply Donald Trump Jr. With his fix every morning? I don't know. Anyway, this kind of shit's a little crazy. The death penalty stuff is a little crazy to begin with, but calling for the death penalty on anyone who's a drug dealer, and also, again, what is a drug dealer? Right? Like, I don't know, let's say I got an ounce of weed or whatever, and one of my buddies comes over and, we're going to smoke and I provide the weed, right? Does that make me a drug dealer? I'm not selling him the drugs. But I'm providing it. Does that make me a drug dealer, theoretically? Would I get the death penalty for hosting a party? I'm just like, what are the rules here, right? I don't know, man. But anyway, I think that part is, very dangerous and very scary, because if Republicans are cheering on the mass slaughter of innocent people, and again, it's not even going to fix the fucking problem to begin with, it's just going to make it much worse, we got a problem here, and, I don't know, man. I hope the Democrats do something about that one, but a little scary. A little scary? Anyway, how's everyone doing? We're going to get into the movie review portion of the show very soon. Getting stoneder, thanks. Good luck with that. I am still fucked up from yesterday, I'm not going to lie. Pretty fucked up. But yeah, I need something to watch. My daughter had me watching on Netflix New Girl. It was actually funny. Is the show called Netflix? So Netflix New Girl? So I guess New Girl is the name of the show? Because you capitalize Netflix, but that's the only thing that's been capitalized. I just filled my bong. Whoa. Anyway, I've been trying to watch some movies lately. So let's get into the movie review portion of the show. My suggestion to you, Glam Girl Adel, get the fuck out of the South. I guarantee it, you know. I cured my living in the South disease, and my quality of life is significantly better. All right, so the other day, I got really high, and I watched a film. Never seen this movie before, but it's been recommended to me by dozens and dozens, if not hundreds of people. And, you know, a lot of people say it's the best movie ever made, or at least a contender for one of the best movies ever made. Gotta say, I agree. That movie, again, never seen it before. It's called Goodfellas. Never seen it. I don't know. I missed the whole thing. You know. But anyway, I watched Goodfellas the other day. And now, damn, this is a movie. Like, I will tell you this much. It's a film. I mean, really, it's a masterpiece, really. I mean, you know, some people say it's the best movie ever made. It's a contender for one of the best movies ever made. I gotta say, I agree. I mean, this is easily like a top 10, a top 5, right? That shit's crazy. Goodfellas. Holy fuck. I mean, what a movie. So anyway, it's apparently based on the real story of a real mobster who sold out all of his buddies like a complete fool, and made a book about it. And then Martin Scorsese was like, oh, I'm going to read this book, and then read the book. And then now we have a movie we can watch, and it's called Goodfellas. Now, again, this movie, like, holy shit, it's a kind of a long movie, but it's one of those movies that I wish was longer. It's almost 3 hours, but I wish it was 3 hours. In fact, I wish this movie were 6 hours. I wish this movie were fucking 39 hours, because this is a great fucking movie. Well, I mean, my favorite part of the movie is the cinematography. Like, I think it nails it. I love the long, drawn-out, continuous shots of, like, everyone having their own conversations, and you can kind of, like, listen to each conversation. And, you know, I'm sure, like, if you watch a movie on repeat viewings and, like, just tune your ear to listen to the different conversations, it would be very interesting. But I love the long, continuous shots that are going through all the environments. I love... You know, one of the other things I love is, like, just the forced laughter at all the jokes, you know, like, they're actors acting, and they're pretending to laugh at, like, in the universe, the jokes aren't funny, but then also, like, when you've read the joke in a script 15 times, it's even less funny. And so anyway, I love the forced laughter. It was really great. And, I mean, this is a great movie. I really, like... I mean, goddamn, it's a great fucking movie. I couldn't stop, like, I was like... You know, I tell you this much. Movies, there's movies and then there's films. And that this is a fucking film, okay? Like you think it's a long movie, there's going to be filler in it, right? There is no filler. Every scene is required viewing. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, like every scene is just a banger. Like one of my favorite scenes is, of course, when they're in the prison and the motherfucker's cutting up the garlic with the razor blades, and they're making some goddamn sauce, and they're arguing about the sauce. I love that scene. One of my other favorite scenes is when Joe Pesci is, like, trying really hard to be funny, right? And then, like, freaks out, like, over everyone else. What, like, you know, like, when he's like, am I funny to you? I thought that was hilarious. I mean, I also love the character arc of Joe Pesci's character, who gets, like, more and more, like, unstable over time. I think that's great. I just think all the characters were done really well. All the acting was really good. I mean, it's a great movie. I really can't. And it's a long movie. I mean, but it's not long enough. Like, again, I watched this movie. I was like, I'm ready to watch it again immediately. Wow. I mean, Goodfellas. I mean, it's a movie. It's a film, and it's really good. I also, again, there's all the distinct arcs, you know, like the kid arc. You know, I love how it opens up with, like, you know, trying to dump the body, and then it goes back in time to the teenage years, and then catches all the way back up. And then you got the prison arc, and then you got, like, the cocaine addict arc. Like, I mean, it's just, like, it's a great movie. I mean, it really is good. One of my favorite parts about the movie is the narration in the beginning, where Ray Liotta's character, Henry Hill, is just like, I've always wanted to be a gangster. There's nothing else I enjoy in life, and it's all great. I just loved it. I mean, this movie is a banger. It's a 10 out of 10. It's an 11 out of 10. I mean, we need to develop a new scoring system just to factor in Goodfellas because it's that fucking goddamn good. I mean, this movie is so good that it makes every other movie shit by comparison. You watch Goodfellas, you'll never want to watch another movie again. I don't know how to review a movie like this. Like, it's just, you gotta watch it. Like, there's nothing else I can say, really. I mean, I can talk about how much I loved every scene, and I did. But, like, you also just have to watch it. It's a good fucking goddamn... It's a good movie. It's not even a movie. It's a film. I know I've already said that. And goddamn, it's a goddamn movie. And it's really fucking good. I cannot... If you haven't seen... I don't know how I didn't see it, right? Like, you'd think, oh, this movie's right up my alley. How did I wait 26 years before watching this? I don't know either. But the only thing I can say is don't make the same mistake I did. If you haven't seen Goodfellas, you got to watch it right the fuck now. It's just Jesus, Like, man, that scene, right, where it's like showing like how all the fucking guys involved with the heist are getting fucking whacked one by one, like, and it's just like this guy's corpse is here, this guy's in the dumpster, this guy's in the fucking garbage truck, this guy's in the meat truck, like, man, these motherfuckers are insane. Right? Oh, it's just a great movie. Anyway, that's Goodfellas. I watched this movie and then immediately decided to make spaghetti because I don't know any other, like, if Goodfellas does not inspire you to make some good-ass spaghetti sauce, I don't know what does, or what would, theoretically. But anyway, Goodfellas, that's a goddamn movie, I'll tell you that much. That's a movie right there. I haven't seen The Godfather yet either. But maybe I will. God damn, I still got some leftover spaghetti too. So I might go eat that as soon as this show is over. Gonna watch that after your show. What, Goodfellas? Let me know how it goes. Alright, so I also watched a new movie. I'm watching old movies, I'm watching new movies, and I watched the new Elvis movie called Elvis, and I watched this. It's also another really long movie. It's like 2.5 hours or so, and I checked this out last night. Now, I will be honest, I will admit, not to, I don't know much about Elvis, so going into this movie, I'm not sure, I couldn't tell you what's real, what's overplayed, what's overdone. The only things I know about Elvis are that he does music, and, he had this big comeback at some point, and that was a big thing, and that he died on the toilet. That's pretty much my knowledge base of Elvis, I must say. I'm not that much of an Elvis historian. So going into this movie, I didn't really know what to expect, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was a very enjoyable movie. Now, again, I can't really speak on the historical accuracy of this film. I don't know if all the events that happened are real or how real they were or what the liberties were and all that kind of stuff. To my understanding, one of the core parts of this movie is it explores the relationship with Elvis and his manager, which I did hear about at some point before watching the movie. So I knew that the manager is a bad guy. Right, so, but like, I gotta say, I knew he was played by Tom Hanks, but they really did a number on Tom Hanks when it comes to the makeup with all the weird shit that they did to him, like the fat suit he's wearing, right? Like, they did a number on Tom Hanks to make him look like the manager guy. I'm gonna be honest, the whole movie, whenever Tom Hanks was on the camera, I was like, is that really Tom Hanks? Like, you could have had anyone and just have Tom Hanks do the lines, and dub them in. The only way you could tell it was Tom Hanks was just from the voice, But anyway, I thought the movie was pretty good, you know. Now, again, I don't know much about Elvis. I'm not an Elvis historian, so, like, you know, someone can tell me, oh, the movie's only good because it lies constantly, and I would be none the wiser. But you know what? I thought it was enjoyable. You know, again, I think it shows, I think the core, like, idea of the movie is that the manager is a bad guy and that, like, Elvis was taken advantage of pretty heavily. I'm not sure how realistic that is. I'm not sure how, like, you know, historically accurate that is. But as far as watching it in a movie, right, like, let's assume Elvis is a fictional character, right? And let's assume it's all fictional. I thought they did a great job with the storytelling. I thought that the actor that played Elvis, I don't know who Austin Butler is, I'm not going to lie. Now, again, I'm not an Elvis aficionado, so I don't know how well that they did the Elvis character. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. The dancing was fun, right? I love the scene, like the first arc where, like, he, like, goes up there and starts, like, wiggling, and then, like, everyone's freaking out. Like, I love that fucking shit. All the shots of, like, the women freaking out and just screaming for no reason. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I've never been so impressed with someone, you know, no matter how hot they are, no matter how good at dancing they are, that I've just started screaming uncontrollably, right? But the bitches in that crowd were going wild, you know? Like, I love that scene where they were all just freaking out and, like, throwing their panties at him. I thought it was hilarious. I also loved the scenes with the fucking senator who was really pissed off and kept calling him, like, a devil, like, music kind of shit. Like, I thought that was really entertaining. And I don't know, I thought this movie was enjoyable. Now, again, I'm not an Elvis aficionado, so I don't know the historical accuracy of it. Is it a wonderful movie? I don't know, maybe. But I enjoyed it. I thought the musical scenes were okay. I thought the storytelling was okay. I mean, it has a point. The point is that the manager is the bad guy, and I think it drives that point into you pretty hard. And I think overall the movie was pretty decent. I enjoyed it. I was entertained. I was thoroughly entertained, I must say. You know, the scenes where he gets heavy into the drugs and stuff, you know, it's all good, you know. And you know, I don't really know much about Elvis, so maybe I'll go into the Elvis back catalog. I know there's a lot of shit. Maybe I'll watch the Elvis movies, you know, maybe I'll do an Elvis-thon. I don't know. He's apparently got like a shitload of fucking movies or whatever. But, you know, again, as someone who is not an Elvis historian, I enjoyed this movie. And is that really all that matters, you know? So maybe I'll look up the historical accuracy of it. But I enjoyed it. And maybe you will, maybe you won't. I don't know. But it is a new movie, so a lot of people complain that I don't watch new movies enough. Well, there you go. That's a new movie. I'm going to turn my air conditioner on. It's getting fucking hot in here. The Elvis movies are hysterical. Are they, like, just funny? Like, give me a description. Because apparently he's got a lot. Like, apparently the motherfucker's got a fuckload of movies. Like, are they in the so bad it's good category? Because I love so bad it's good. Like, so bad that it's great, even, you know? Because he's a terrible actor. Elvis was super racist. I mean, again, I'm not an Elvis historian, but I did not get that vibe from the movie, so... You gotta, you know, blow the lid off of this one. We got Max the dog, dogging it up in the background. Max, come to the foreground. Come to the foreground. Come on, Maxie, uppy. Now he's under my desk. Maxie, uppy! Come uppy! What? Woo! We got the Max! Look at this dog! Ow! Fuck you, motherfucker! You like jammed his goddamn claw into my pinky toe. Fuck. Jesus. God damn it. fuck, Max? He says sorry. It's okay. Elvis definitely was not eating enough fiber. Ain't that the truth? Damn, this motherfucker fucked my toe up pretty good. Jesus. I think I showed Max enough. He's doing some damage. He's taking revenge on me. Was Elvis actually pals with Richard Nixon? That's fucking crazy. If, like, I don't know, man. I gotta look into it, but... Anyway, that's pretty much my show for today. That's all I got. I could have more. But I don't. And that's it. I might do a Twitch stream later today. But I'm not sure yet. You have a cat to pet? Ooh. I got a dog to throw a tennis ball for. Maybe I'll reheat some of that fucking spaghetti. This is my "the show's about to stop" smile. Alright, y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow. Hopefully you enjoyed today's show. I'm a little high, so I don't remember if the show was okay. But you tell me. And either way, I might do a Twitch stream later today. Not sure yet. That's up in the air. I'll let people know via Twitter potentially, or I'll just pop up. Who knows? But don't count on it. And also, everyone have a wonderful day. That is mandatory. If your day is bad, I will personally, well, I will be very upset, needless to say. So anyway, thank you all, and have a wonderful one.
On political corruption, we are going to restore honor to our government. In my administration, I'm going to enforce all laws concerning the protection of classified information. No one will be above the law.
No, seriously, hot sauce. I've been eating a lot of hot sauce, a lot of raw peppers and hot sauce.
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree.
Everybody comes in your grandmother, everybody comes in your grandmother. They had a very bad original concept. It was carried out poorly, and the cover-up was one of the worst in the history of cover-ups. There's a bad deal, should have never been thought of. Somebody really messed up. And they had the worst cover-up ever. And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint when they thought about it. Because whoever thought of that idea, I think is in big trouble.
Dumb as a shit fuck, cringe tour, etc., etc.